Your host, Patrick Dewar. Today we have a great show for you. Today will be really specialized, though. I've got a show that is all about finding loans for larger types of things like apartments. And my guest is a specialist in this area, and I'm really thankful for that because Terry Painter has done amazing things in that industry. He's been in the industry long enough that even in his first year, in like 1996, he did like $4.6 million, which actually is pretty decent. And then over the next few years, literally, he was able to go up to over $73 million in loans for larger investments around the country. Now, again, the things that I'm talking about today are people that are looking for apartment loans. In other words, they want to buy an apartment complex, a multi-unit dwelling or something of that nature where you've got a larger ticket that you're looking for anyways. You're looking for money in a way that is not like the norm. And in the last few years, what have we seen? Massive changes in the liquidity environment throughout the country. I mean, if most of us would look around and try to get a loan for almost anything, the bankers have just decided not to loan money. So if that's the case, then you have to be a real specialist to find a way to fund a project as large as $1 million plus. Well, my guest today is an expert in that area. I'm really thankful for him. Terry, thank you for being on the show.
Great. Hi, Patrick.
You bet. I want to go right into your story because funding $1 million project is a unique proposition. So how'd you get started in that?
You know, this is something that I love doing. I love working with entrepreneurs. I love business, but I never would have guessed, 15 years ago I'd be doing this. I started out my first business when I was 10 years old. We moved to Champaign-Urbana, Illinois, and we're living like on the edge of a cornfield. And that cornfield turned into this huge subdivision, and I started selling sandwiches to the workmen, sandwiches and lemonade. But I was actually making like $30 to $40 a day, and back in the early 60s, that was like probably a couple $100s a day.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I actually had a fish tackle box, and I had all my money in there, and I decided to start lending it out. So I actually started my first loan business when I was a kid. Yeah.
That's unique.
Yeah, I kept track of everything on a library card, and my parents were my best customers. I was like their ATM machine.
Oops.
Yeah.
That would probably still be the case today.
Yeah.
So how did you start the apartmentloanstore.com? Because I know that's your baby.
Yeah. Actually, it was. I actually started out, just in a different place. I started out actually, just like everybody else. I went to college. I got a degree in education. I taught for a year. I actually taught kindergarten. Totally different from what I'm doing now. And I actually always wanted to be in business. So I put myself through college actually selling food in an open market. And one day I decided to leave the education stuff and do my own restaurant. I'm going to tell you, being a good cook is not the right reason to have a restaurant. You've got to really get down to looking at it as a business. And during my restaurant career, I had nine restaurants over 24 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and and they were, most of them were successful. If they were not, you're stuck washing dishes and doing everything. So I kept always dreaming about doing something different. What I loved about the restaurant business was actually designing it, getting the place built, getting the staff trained, doing the menus, all the new stuff. And then after about a year, I really didn't have a desire to work in that restaurant anymore. I wanted to do another one. So I kind of always knew that I needed to find something where I was working on something different. And what I love about the loan business is that I'm always working on a new deal. So so it was probably like in 1996, I decided, okay, I've got to do something about this passion that's burning in me to do something different. And I was in Bryce Canyon National Park, just doing a personal retreat. I was in a cabin, and I was thumbing through this magazine, Entrepreneur Magazine, and I came across this ad that said, own your own mortgage company, do commercial loans and business loans. And just right there, the lights started flashing, and I just knew that's exactly what I wanted to do. I didn't know how I was going to get there, but this company said that if I paid them $10,000, they would train me to do that. And so, and I just pictured myself being like Donald Trump, putting all these deals together with other people's money, and it just sounded like a lot of fun. And that's what I started doing, and I've never looked back. It's been great.
Now you guys have done really well in that too. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, you guys have a real high rating with the Better Business Bureau as well. Isn't that right?
Yes, actually we do. We're very proud of our A+ rating, and you've got to pay the Better Business Bureau much higher fees to achieve that. Actually, not really. That was a joke, Patrick.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, yeah.
I'm sitting there going, I don't think so. They're usually, you have to earn that stuff.
Right. But just to give you some background, actually, we get a better. It's really the reason we have a really great rating with the Better Business Bureau is because we are really good at actually closing our loans as proposed. It really makes borrowers really mad when you take up two months of their time or more, and then you give them an entirely different product, or and also we do not take up front fees, and a lot of lenders do that. A lot of brokers do that. They'll take a deposit of anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000, and sometimes they don't even have an intention of doing a loan.
So when someone gets started with you, actually, there's no money exchanged hands. It's all about the information initially. Is that correct?
Exactly. The first thing that we're going to do is actually pre-qualify that prospective borrower. We really do not want to waste your time. We want to actually, and also we want to make sure that you're a good fit for what you want to do. So.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, I know that what we're talking about are people that are looking for larger loans. I mean, you don't do any of the residential or anything like that. It's got to be a larger, million plus type of proposition.
Right.
So you're looking for a specific client. What would you, since we're coming up on a break, what would you want your client to do or potential client to do right now?
Actually, would give us a call. Go to our website, apartmentloanstar.com, and call us, and we'll go through exactly what you want to do and let you know whether actually pre-qualify you for the loan that you want.
And then really get started with it and move on from there.
Yeah, we have a questionnaire that you could either fill out online or we could do it over the phone, and it just takes probably about 4 or 5 minutes, and we could pretty much from there give you a very good idea of whether you could qualify for the size loan that you want.
Right. Well, that's really good. One of the things that we want to do is make sure that folks understand exactly how powerful it is to get the right person working for you. And I know that Terry is very successful at finding funds for large end projects. Now, obviously, this is a very specialized show. Today is all about helping people that are looking for larger amounts of funds find them. And so it's a little different than what I would normally do. But Learning from Leaders is all about bringing you really effective tools to help you get what you want. And so with that, we'll be right back, and we're going to talk more about funding larger propositions. We'll be right back.